Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. Say hi, Soul Group.
Hi, Soul Group Flight.
And we in this motherfucker. Now look, right now, look, check this out. We gotta talk about mind your motherfucking business. That's right, mind your motherfucking business right now. Now, why do I say that? Because the sun is in Sagittarius. Happy flight day, all Sagittariuses. And also, the moon is in Leo. So we got this extra fire. Now look, you know I understand this energy. My sun is in Aries, my moon is in Sag, and my ascendant is in Leo. So and my daughter's ascendant is in Aries. So for the most part, we already feel this extra energy that we're feeling right now. Now, reason why I say it means mind your fucking business when we got this alignment in this way, which is the sun being in Sag and the moon being in Leo, here's why. Here's why. The moon motivates the sun. So you need to always understand that. The moon is like the mother, the daughter, the womb. It's the energy signature that you feel. It's the presence. It makes you feel responsible to do your responsibilities. So for the most part, right, it's like the controller of the home. So let's say this 360 that we are in is our home, and who run the motherfucking household is the moon. So for the most part, this is why it controls the moods, the tides. It's the fastest transit. And this is another story. She keep the house motherfucking clean. Just know, if you ain't had a goddamn moon, your motherfucking room would be too junky and everything would be goddamn destroyed. Won't nothing be goddamn clean. So keep them holy waters in your motherfucking mind when we talking about the spirits coming from the moon. Now, the moon is in Leo, which is fixed fire. Being fixated on its own way of seeing and feeling about the world that it's in. So that's the space that our mother is in at the moment. The moon goddess. That's the energy space that she's in at the moment. She's in the space of having her own fixated way of seeing and feeling about the world that she's in. So this is what we're all feeling like we need to react and respond to a small degree. Now, reason why I say a small degree, because you have your own alignment. So based upon how your angles is going with the angles today, like I'm trying up, my daughter is a small degree trying up, but then her sun and her moon is in Earth. But for the most part, you know, depending on the alignment that you have today, that's going to be how you go against the wave or how you swim with the wave. But the wave itself is the moon. Now the moon is reacting and responding. So we're being forced to a small degree to react and respond to our own ways of seeing and feeling about things. So for the most part, if you have a square moon, which is a moon in Taurus, a moon in Scorpio, or a moon in, a moon in Taurus, a moon in Scorpio, or a moon in Aquarius, then off the back, you're going to have a little trouble. And if you have a moon in Leo, things may be in your favor. But for the most part, when you go overboard by things being in your favor, that's when things can become messed up for you. So for the most part, this is what you need to understand. Now, when we talk about the moon, this is reacting and responding to the world that we are in. So we need to react and respond to our fixated way of seeing and feeling about things. But how is that going to look? It's going to look like the sun, which is in Sag, which is mutable fire. Being mutable to your own and other people's ways of seeing and feeling about things. So people got their own consistent or stubborn matters right now, which is their way of seeing and feeling about things, and feeling this necessary need to actually force that onto multiple people's ways of seeing and feeling about things. You see what I'm saying? And that's with fire. So you having this extra energy to take your own sense of seeing and feeling about things and forcing that onto the masses or your popularity level or whatever in your surroundings. Now here's where things could go to an extreme, right? Because when you're not being heard, when you're not being heard, that's more air. When you're not being seen or you're not being felt in some way, shape, or form, right? Things could go to an extreme because now you're going to force your fixated way of seeing and feeling about things onto the mutable way. And mutable is multiple. So when we talk about multiple, that's whoever you're around. That's your location. That's everybody you be around. That's how you're seen and how you're felt by these people. So if you're not being seen or being felt in the kind of light or the kind of heat that you like to be in, then it could come to an extreme manner to the point that you come being explosive. You come forcefully or being too aggressive or too overwhelming with your way of expressing how you see and feel about things in order for other people to understand it. So, you know what I'm saying? Try not to get fixated in your own way of seeing and feeling about things and wanting to express that to others if they have another way. Because you have to understand the sun is in Sag. So this is mutable. Other ways of seeing and feeling about things, not just yours. So you have to be a little bit more mutable. So if you want this energy to work for you, right? Express your own business. Express what you want to be seen. Express what you want to be seen in the center stage for. Before you go putting light on other people and giving, hold on one second. I got to order this for my daughter real quick. Yeah, big dollar. So you want a large fry, right? A large fry, and that's it. Thank you. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, right? Now, when we talk about mutable fire, you have to learn how to be mutable. So this is where Leos and Aries can learn from Sagittariuses. Be a little bit more mutable. Where Aries may try to be a little too initiative, aka be too leader-like, they blind the fact of other people's ways of seeing and feeling about things. And then a lot of times an Aries will blind their own way of seeing and feeling about things. So this is what makes them a heater. A hero. How do I say a heater? Yeah, a heater, motherfucker. A heated hero, though. I always make it work. That's fucked up. But for the most part, this is what makes Aries a leader. Hero. Because a lot of times, they don't even have a fixated way of seeing and feeling about things for themselves. So when they see and feel how another person is going through things, they play that electricity or that spark or that shape and form. So they'll lose themselves into others because they're too busy trying to initiate and create a new way of how to see and feel about things in general. So there's no form of self there, or there's no form of seeing things from other people's perspective. So even though Aries could be seen as selfish, a lot of times it's because it's selfless in general, because there's no totality way of seeing about something in general. So it can only come off as being fixed in a Leo way or being mutable as a Sag way. But when you look at the Aries as the cardinal as itself, it just looks like a person who's selfish, but a person who used their aggressive energy for the masses in some type of way or shape or form. But that's another video. But we just talk about the fire energy in general, because this is what we're dealing with. Also with Mercury being in Sagittarius and also being in retrograde. So, past thoughts and communication and information is going to be brought up, and they're going to be brought up in mutable fire ways, which is ways of expression, spirituality, morals, or expression. That's how it's going to be seen when we talk about Mercury being in mutable fire and being in retrograde. So retrograde means past tense, and the past tense is going to be revolved around the energy signature of Mercury, which is thinking, communicating, and analyzing, and then that's going to be revolved around the energy signature of fire, mutable fire, which is Sag, mutable ways of seeing and feeling about things. So past things that you was thinking and analyzing about that came from a form of creativity or expression or ways of being seen or felt from a mutable standpoint, it's going to be brought back up. So past moral systems, past philosophies, past wisdoms, past educations, past things that you have learned that you think is advice, right now is going to be brought back up for you to see if it's actual good advice or bad advice right now. See, it goes into a lot of scenarios. But for the most part, if you want this energy to work for you, with the sun being in Sag and the moon being in Leo, what you need to do is react and respond to your own way of seeing and feeling about what you want to be seen center stage for, what you want to be shown, what you want to be expressed. Therefore, when it goes into the population or goes into the mutable fire, aka everybody else's ways of seeing and feeling about things, people will look at you and be able to see it'll be worked out for your benefit, right? Now, here's when you get washed up by the current. You'll find yourself wanting to put somebody else on the center stage. You'll find yourself wanting to react and respond to how your own fixated way of seeing and feeling about someone else's way of seeing and feeling about things. See, now you pushing against the mutable wave with the mutable fire with the wave. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you work. That's how you let the energy work against you for these next 3 days, because the moon just slid her monkey ass in Leo. So the moon always change. So just right now for these next 2.5 days or so, you see what I'm saying? By the moon being in Leo and the sun being in Sag, right? The more you react and respond to putting someone else center stage, it doesn't matter if it's for a negative or positive purpose, it's always going to work into their favor, because the energy right now is for us all to react and respond to what we're going to be center stage on. And if we're expressing what we want to be center stage on, then the mutable fire, aka other people's ways of seeing and feeling about things, is going to be in a positive manner about what we're being fixated about, what we see and feel. The Leo fire. You see what I'm saying? The moment we try to create a stage and set the stage for other people's ways of seeing and feel, the moment we try to set the stage on how we see and feel about somebody else's, and then we create the narrative on how the mutable fires to see and feel about things is going to work out for the person who's on the stage favor. So if you even hating or negative or positive, it doesn't matter for these next couple days. When you put someone else on the stage, you did not put yourself on the stage. So the mutable fire is not seeing you. You put somebody else on the stage, so the mutable fire is seeing them. And since we're dealing with a trine, the sun in Sag, the moon in fire, the sun in Sag, the moon in Leo is going to play out positive. So who's ever on the stage is going to reap the positive benefits of it because we're going through a trine, which is going to play out 70% positive, 30% negative. See what I'm saying? Have to keep that in mind. This is not a square in the opposition we're going through right now. So, mind your motherfucking business for these next couple days. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. Love y'all out there, especially my soul group. Say bye, soul group.
Bye, soul.
Flights.
Flights.
Air.